Hello, NMKL Trader. Nate here. It's been about a week since I've done any comment, and I wanted to take some time and really just kind of hone in on getting the NMKL Renko sniper system really fully functional, and we've done that. So tonight's video, tonight is September 7th, 2025. I want to kind of share with the community, the NMKL Trader community, how to set this up because you guys have access to everything at this point. The second thing I want to do is share to those who are watching this channel how we set up this system as well. So if you're on the fence there, whether to take the plunge and get the market trend system or even the NMKL Trader Renko sniper system, which I will be putting up I'll be putting up a website here probably tomorrow to be able to purchase either or. Okay. Now, of course, the MTS is still $199 at an introductory price. The the Renko sniper system itself is going to be on sale for $399. Okay. Slightly higher because it has a bigger impact. It is for advanced traders and can really change your game. Let me just take a few minutes and share with you what the sniper system can actually do. Okay, it's going to be able to help you pass evaluation accounts even easier. Okay, whether you're trading Apex, whether you're trading Take Profit, whether you're trading Top Step, Trade Iffy, any of those prop firms out there, this is going to help you set better risk to reward ratios in your take profit stop loss scenario. It's going to help you get into the trend easier. It's still going to be the same old concept: buy on blue, sell on red. But in this video, I want to show you how I set it up over here on TradingView. First of all, on TradingView, the first thing you're going to need to do is go to TradingView itself, okay? And I want you to kind of look at this for a minute. Let me go out there and let me go to Google for a second. I'm just going to type in TradingView pricing. Okay, perfect. There we go. And what it'll do is it'll show us the different features. The reason I'm bringing this up is because you need to have a plan that absolutely gives you the opportunity to use Renko bars. Okay. Now I'm over here using the, I believe the premium plan, but you have to have at a minimum a plus. Okay. This gives you the intraday Renko, Kagi, line break, and so on and so forth charts. Okay. I want to make sure you have Renko charts. So you at least need to have the TradingView Plus plan. Okay. So if you're looking to get started, you need to make sure you're using this type of plan at a minimum, the plus. I use a premium so that I have actual access to a lot of other function as well. But without further ado, I just wanted to share that with you. You need to have the plus plan. Okay. Now, looking at the charts, I have a typical, these are Heikin-Ashi charts. I can change this to a bar chart as well. Let's just go to bars. I'm sorry, regular candles, so you can see that, Now, what I've done is I've gone in here and I want to share with you my settings real quick. My settings for my symbol, this is the first thing you're going to need to do. I uncheck my color bars based on previous close. I leave the body checked and I make it simple blue and red. I do not keep the borders checked. I uncheck the borders. And the wick I check, but I change them to a darker gray. Okay, that way you can still see them, but they're not in the way. Just kind of a helpful idea. Now, also for the time zone, make sure you select the time zone that you're in. Or if you like to set it for the New York session, then by all means do. Okay. I'm using this as a Los Angeles time zone because I'm out here on the West Coast. I already know in the back of my mind that 6:30 out here is 9:30 in New York. So that's how I trade. But you need to trade what's going to work for you. I also go up here and make sure that my electronic trading hours is the opacity is all the way down. The reason for that is you don't get discolorization in the background. It's just a solid black. Okay, so I shared with you just a little bit about how I do that. Now, first thing we want to do is we want to create a Renko chart. Now, this is a bar chart based on times. This is a 1 minute charting system, as if I was going to load the MTS or if I was going to load Renkos. It doesn't matter. But this is what it looks like. This is Sunday evening, 6:22 p.m. here on the West Coast on the 7th of September 2025. Okay, so I give you all my data. Now, what I'm going to do real quick is go to, let's see here. I want to go to my Renko chart, and I'm simply going to go down here and click on Renkos. Now, something is going to happen. You may not get this right away. Okay, just don't worry. It may not look like this right away. What you need to do for the micro E-mini or the NASDAQ, okay, E-mini itself, the NQ, is simply right click, because now what we have are boxes, okay, or bars. Well, no longer, I'm sorry, this is not a bar chart. These are basically bricks or boxes, a size. Okay, so in TradingView, they base them off of how many points a brick should be worth. Now, what I do for and every instrument, let me just put this out there as a disclaimer right now. Every instrument is different. So start with us understanding the NQ market, okay, the NASDAQ 100 E-mini or the micro E-mini NASDAQ 100. All right, so what we're going to do is simply right click, go to settings. Now, you remember you see that this is a little bit different. And we uncheck wicks, okay? So what I want to do is make sure that my box size assignment, because I'm using Renkos, now this shows up and it's an option. We're under the symbol, okay? So I'm going to select traditional for NQ. Now you got a couple of other potentials here, ATR and percentage LTP. I use traditional and I use a brick size of 4. Now, before we get into a lot of detail, you're going to ask me, well, how do I know what brick size to use? And I would say that's a great question, but I'm going to tell you to hold off until tomorrow's video on how to determine brick sizes for the Renko sniper system. Okay, but this is where you're going to do it. It's either going to be an ATR number or it's going to be a traditional, and I'm going to give you a number here. Because when you click on ATR, it automatically sets that number for you. And sometimes it's not doable. Depends on what type of trader you are, whether you're a scalper, whether you're an intraday trader, a swing trader, or even a long-term trader. Okay, this is really crucial to understand. So we're going to trade with a box size of 4. And then we're going to go ahead and click OK. Now, you don't really have to go through here and set this other stuff. I'm just sharing you with the color schemes that I like, okay? Now, when you do that, your brick size should be similar to this. And you might have to scrunch it in a little bit or make it bigger just to where it's pleasable to the eyesight, okay? Now, with this said, we have 3 different indicators that we're going to load from the NMKLTrader community indicator suite. Okay. Now, these are exclusive to the NMKLTrader Renko sniper system. All right, actually, I'm going to load 4 indicators. Let me go ahead and go up here to the indicators. The first one I am going to load, if it comes up, there we go. Let these come up. The first one I'm going to load, and these are going to be under your invite only scripts, okay? So the first one I'm going to load because I have them on my favorites is the micro trend Renko sniper signals and alerts. Okay, that's the first one. All right, now what that's going to look like is it's going to show you momentum. All right, it's going to show you whether we're for this part, it's going to be blue. Now the second indicator that we want to load is the NMKLTrader trend wave. Okay, this is the second piece of this indicator system. All right, now what you're going to see with this, and I'll go in and adjust this in a few minutes when we go through the settings, is you're going to see a trend wave. Now, the third indicator I want you to load is the NMKLTrader Renko Sniper V2.0. Okay. Now, this one here is going to be basically the heartbeat of the Renko Sniper system. The others are visuals to help you with where to get in and exit. And last but not least, we're going to go ahead and load the market trend histogram. All right. Now, let me speak to this just a little bit. I have the market trend histogram on here for people who are just learning to trade the NMKLTrader Renko Sniper system and are not familiar with Renko charts. Here's why. It's a macro trend. It is basically for trading the overall trend like it does with the market trend system. Okay. Buy on blue, sell on red. Same concept is still going to apply here. Now, what I will tell you is this. This you can trade with or without this market trend histogram. It's going to be totally up to you. But first, when you start using this, I want you to trade with this because it's going to help you. Basically, it's kind of like, if you've ever traded with the 200 EMA, above the 200, we're going to take buys. Below it, we're going to take sells. It's the same concept. We're just using a 300 EMA here when we use the market trend histogram. Okay. But what we're doing right now is we're going to go ahead and continue to set this up. What I'm going to do is now set the market trend sniper system and alerts. Go ahead and click on the setup wheel. Go to inputs. Now, what I'm doing here is you see that it's on 300. You can leave it on 300, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and set it to a 33. Okay. Now this is going to change it just a little bit. And the other thing I want to do is it's going to alert on bar close only. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the take profit and stop loss lines. You can leave them on later once you get used to them. All right. The reason I'm using the 33 is so that I can show you that you can use this in some very uptrends. You can do some micro downtrends and uptrends. If if the market trend histogram is definitely not giving you any good trades, and for you advanced traders, you can counter trend trade once you have kind of understood this concept. All right. So that's basically what I do. I set that EMA to 33. Then I also come over here to style and I change these boxes to an X. Okay. For exit long and an X for exit short. Now, once you see these, you should be able to see your buy and your exit points right there. Okay, very crucial that you get it looking like that. The second thing I'm going to do is go over here to the market trend wave. I'm going to go ahead and hit the setup wheel. And let's go to inputs. We're going to leave them as is. Never change these. 8, 13, and 21. Let's go to style. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and take these lines off the charts because they just get in the way. And then the next thing I'm going to do is you already see that the red and the blue are pretty much set. But what else I want to do is go down here to, so the 8 and 13 need to be, they need to be all the way up to, take them up to 100%. That way they're a little bit darker or brighter, whichever you want to call it. Okay, now the 13 to 21, we want to leave them at about, bring them up to maybe a little bit more shady so you can kind of see them. You don't want them too dark because then they'll match, or too bright because then they'll match the other. All right, so, oops. Did I mess up there? No. Let's go back to blue. There we go. Okay. Then you go to the red one, this one below it, and you take that, I'm sorry, this one down here, and you want to bring it up just a tad. Okay. There you go. So you kind of can, and when I'll show you a downtrend just a little bit so you can see the red and how that plays out. Now, this color 2 down here is basically a gray. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a gray, and then I'm going to bring the opacity up to about there. Actually, on the first one, I want to actually make it solid. So bring that up to 100. Okay, because that gray is a neutral zone. You don't want to be trading during that time. All right. Now you go down here and set this to the same gray, but only bring the opacity up just a little bit. Okay, that way you can see the haze gray there, but it's very, very light. Okay. All right. Now, once you've done that, go ahead and click OK. Now, what that'll do is now you have your what we call our ribbon set up. Now, one thing I do want to show you on the actual market trend wave is I have added these. I've added this blue background here that basically agrees with the trend of the money wave or the trend wave here. Okay, it's just there in case you like that extra visual. Now, if that bothers you and you do not want that on your chart, then what you can do is go down here. So on this side. Oh, yes, right here. Okay, if you don't like that and you want to turn it off, just click on trend background. There you go. Okay, if you want it on, then just go ahead and reselect. We're going to leave it on for the purposes of this training video. It's totally up to you. Okay, now, last but not least, I'm going to show you how to set up this Renko Sniper V2. Okay. A lot of times you may ask me questions in the chat, but I'm going to probably start pointing you to this video on how to set up this system. All right. So I basically go in here to my inputs. I always go ahead and hit the custom overrides. I like this setup optimization here more than I do unselecting this and going through and selecting whichever one I want. These help you scalp faster, but they also do not show you the sideways market as beautifully. Okay, so let's go ahead and select that. That's why I picked that one. Now I want to uncheck the show smooth RSI 0 crosses. It probably comes with that automatically. That's probably default. but make sure it's unchecked. Okay. And then let me slide on down here for a minute. These two are checked. We're good. It doesn't really matter whether the input values are in the status line or not. I really don't care too much about that. All right, let's go on over here to style. Style's the big one because you got to get it looking like mine. Some of you are probably like, well, Nate, why didn't you just kind of save that into the indicator? Well, it takes a lot to get this thing built, so maybe I'll do it on the next update. All right, so setting this thing up, what I like to do is I like to change this to a purple, okay, and make its opacity 100%. I like to leave this orange. Now, for the RSI columns, I like to go blue, buy on blue, sell on red. So that's why I use the blue red. Now, also, let me make sure I'm doing this right. Yep. Okay, so now we get down here to, I'm not so much worried about this 0. You can turn that thing on or you can turn it off. It's totally up to you. This upper, I want to go ahead and make this blue. Okay. But what I want to do is bring the opacity down to about 60%, somewhere in there. You can set it at 52, there's 60. Okay, and I'll share with you, let's bring it down just a tad. I'll share that with you in a little bit. Okay. Let's see here. And then this lower, I'm going to go ahead and change that opacity. Let's see, wait a minute. Okay, let me back up for just a second. I kind of got ahead of myself. We're going to leave this green. Okay, let's bring it up to 100. Here's why. I got a little bit ahead of myself there. Let's bring it up to 100. Let's select a dotted line because these are the channel colors. The upper line in the channel, the lower line in the channel. I lost it there for a second, folks. Just give me a second. Maybe it's that old man syndrome setting in. I'm just kidding. I like to pickle myself once in a while. Okay, so it should look like this and 100% opacity, not 60. All right, now let's get to the 60% opacity. First thing we're going to do here on the over channel is we're going to select blue. This is where we get to the blue, buy on blue, sell on red. We want to make sure our color scheme is blue, red, blue, red. Okay. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to uncheck the QQE XZ0 crossover. Okay, just uncheck those two. All right, now we're going to go back to these settings up here above, this blue red scheme. And the first thing we're going to do is, in this first one here, we want to change that to a up triangle. And we want to change the red to a down triangle. All right. Now, on these QQE, XQ crossover and cross under, just change those to an X. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over here to positioning. This is where it positions within the indicator. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is go top, bottom, and then bottom, top. Just like that. Okay. Very key to get that set up like that. That way, when you look at my charts that I post, you can see what is actually going on. Unless you're an advanced trader, use these settings. They're going to help you stay out of a lot of bad trades. Trust me. Okay. And then I just leave the rest of these on. Oh, I get rid of this pane label here. Okay. So there you go. One last time. Here's what my settings look like. Actually, let's do this. This purple up here. I'm sorry, not the purple, the orange. Let's change that to a white. And let's make it just a little bit bigger. Okay. I want it to stand out. Okay, there we go. Now, what I'm going to do is kind of show you today's market. I'm going to show you how you can trade this. Um, and I want to keep in mind, I want to share with you that this can be used on Forex. It can be used on stocks. It can be used on trading crypto. It can be used on trading over at Nadex. It can be used on trading long-term 401k plans. It just depends on how you want to use it as a trader. I use it for trading futures. Okay, and any of the markets that falls under futures headlines or any stock out there. Okay, so keep in mind as we move forward with this system, I'm sure I'm going to get some questions on how to set up those Renko charts and what Renko settings you should be using. And I'm okay with that, but I want you to use this as a basis. And like I said, tomorrow I will put up a video that shows how to go in and determine those Renko sizes. Okay. All right. With this NMKLTrader Renko Sniper system, today, as soon as the market opened, we see that we got a uptrend here. Oh, the other thing I do before I go any further is we have to select a time base for this. I select 1 minute. Now you can select a faster time frame, possibly any of these here, but they're going to make your chart look a lot more messier. Okay, so let's stay on 1 minute for purposes of everybody learning to trade this system. Okay, let me make this green so it looks like it's a place where we got in. Okay, so what I'm doing is this is where the trend starts. All right, you get the flip of the trend wave here. But your Renko Sniper system still says, hey, I'm orange. I'm still below the green line. Okay, so it hasn't broken out of this zone yet. This usually simplifies. These orange bars depict usually when they're staying close within the zone a sideways market. You won't find anything else out there that's going to tell you that as much as this will. That's why I love this system. It keeps you out of bad trades. Now, not only do we have a flip of the trend wave here, we got the trend background showing us it's blue. And then as soon as we see the white line down here on the micro trend system break out, that's an RSI line, okay. This QQE built in here is basically taking the RSI, and once it breaks out of that channel, we know we got momentum on our side. So if you have that, okay, we can place a trade right here. Now, I'm talking to advanced traders. I'm talking to traders that like to counter trend. But if you're just beginning, that's why I throw the market trend system in down here. The market trend histogram is because then you want everything to agree, and you're going to have a better possibility of winning your overall trade. Now, for you counter trend traders, you can trade a little bit faster and trade the cells with this. But for now, all purposes, I'm going to leave the market trend histogram in here. Now, once you get an agreement of all this, then you can basically, well, let me get a long scenario here. You can go in here. You can set that at the top of that brick. Set your stop loss down here. And then you can take this up here and you can either get out at the first exit if you like scalping quickly and just taking your profits and getting out, or if you like riding the trend all the way up, because obviously the trend wave here is keeping you in the trade. If you got a little bit more tolerance for the trend to stay in the overall trend, and when you see this next buy here, If you're still in the trade, you didn't get out and take your profits, you can simply just add another contract. It's called scaling, folks. Now you get back into a momentum trend again and you continue to trade. And then you can get out here or you can stay in. It's totally up to you. When you feel comfortable to get out, that's when you need to get out. So also down here on the histogram, you can use these X's if you want to as get out points as well. It's totally up to you. I can't control you on your side. I'm showing you how I use this system. What I do is I want to get in here. I'm going to trade this up. I'm going to stay in the trend at least to the second phase or possibly the third phase of this trend. And then at the third phase, I'm going to usually bingo out. Now, sometimes it won't go to a third phase. Sometimes you'll just get the one and that's it. But when I see the trend running as I did here, you can stay in this. Now, this here is a 51.75 point trade, 51 51 and 3/4 points, which is a little over $1,000 if you're in the NQ. For the MNQ, it's about $100. Okay. If you stayed in this thing for a while, you could have probably gotten about $1,500 to $2,000 out of this trade overall if you would have stayed in it in its entirety and got out up here. But again, that's all based on your trading style, your psychology of trading, and your risk to reward management within your accounts. Now, NMKLTrader, we're going to work with you on that, and we're going to help you develop good risk to reward management skills, good account management skills, and we're also going to work on your psychology as a trader. As you can see, when I post this over in the training room for the NMKLTrader Renko system, you're going to be able to see that especially for the prop firms, you're going to see what causes people to blow their account the most. There's an ebook that I posted in there. So please get in there and look at that. And if you're a person that is just viewing the channel and liking my content, well, what I recommend is if you're on the fence out there, go ahead and, pony up the money. Go ahead and get the NMKLTrader Renko Sniper System. Start trading it. It's powerful, folks. We've got people on the inside that are making money consistently every day. Okay. Last year, one of my teammates here in the NMKLTrader community purchased his own mobile home just off of the money he was making from the Renko trader system that we had built previously. This one is like an ATM machine, according to some people in the group. Okay. So I'm just trying to get you to understand how powerful Renkos are. They're a great way to scalp. They are easy. They're not time-based. My system even has a way to set alerts. So go ahead and get the system at an introductory price of $3.99 now. And then when you see updates and all the training content that I'm going to build into this package comes in, and then I decide to finally raise my price, you'll see why it's worth what I'm going to be able to get out of this system. It is powerful. There's a lot of training that I'm going to be doing over the next 2 or 3 months to really enhance the Renko Sniper system so you can become the most profitable trader that you can become possibly. Okay. And I'm not saying you're going to be a millionaire. I don't believe in get rich quick schemes, but I will tell you this. If you trade this system following the rules with a good account management that we're going to teach at NMKLTrader and with the psychology that we're going to teach within NMKLTrader, you trade this system 100,000 times, 1,000,000 times, wash, rinse, and repeat with the rules that I give you, and you will never have to worry about where you're going to pay for your next bill again in life. You can go on vacation and not worry about having to save money to go on that vacation because it'll be automatically done through trading at NMKLTrader. All right. I hope this video has been powerful. I hope it really speaks to what you're wanting to learn in your trading experience. And ultimately, I'll see you in the community. And if you like what you see, please, there's going to be a link below that you can go in and purchase the NMKL Trader Renko sniper system. This is Nate. Have a great night. I'll talk to you in the trade room.